Larry, Fort Worth Memories Museum and Groups. Let's see if this thing works again. And naturally it didn't. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's 5 hours ago. 3 hours ago. But there I am. So let me see if it's on. Let me see. I don't know what that is. It says Larry O'Neill's live. When was that? Hold on. Well, there I am. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. This is working out pretty good. Okay, so let me see if hold on. I'm getting the hang of this now. There I am, so I'm gonna edit it. So today is Friday, thank God. Gotta erase a bunch of stuff. Friday, July 11th. There we go. And we're gonna share it to the internet, to memories, live videos, and messages. Two comments. Mario is in. Sharon is in. Hey Mario, what's up? Melody is in. Okay, we're having our lunch tomorrow at Zeke's on Camp Bowie. It actually addresses at 5920 Curzon. 1 o'clock. One of our friendly members called me and said they saw my video yesterday. 199 closed down to one lane after you pass the Lake Worth Bridge, after you go over the new part of the new bridge. So today, I said yesterday in that video I was gonna be going Boat Club Road today, but he said it's open, so I'll be going my regular route 30 to 820 to 199 and home. James is in. I haven't heard any news. I've been working on stuff here. Anybody know anything new about anything? Let me see what any of the. Let's look at Newsbreak. Sometimes they're better than the local ones. Biden's team kept him out of the White House. Well, that's comforting. Lake Worth armed robbery suspects arrested in 7 minutes. Thank you. They robbed a convenience store. Wonder what convenience store it was. Well, it doesn't say. Anyway, thank God they caught him. Gary Ficky's died. He was a good guy too. Landman is back in North Texas, an hour outside of Fort Worth. Here's somebody said he interviewed Kamala Harris before the election, but it was so weird I destroyed it. I didn't want it to be blamed for an election loss. She was just a bad candidate. Just like, I think, what was the guy that, Republican, John McCain, he was just a bad candidate. I mean, might have been a good guy, a war hero and all of that, but he just wasn't a presidential candidate. And Ken Paxton's wife is, Ken, he catches it from all sides. Well, there's nothing about the Kerrville deal anymore. I can't find anything. Yeah, nobody. It's not a deal anymore, I guess. So Deion Sanders' son returns to practice with his dad. I mean, when is he going to cut the strings and stand up on his own? Pitiful. All right, let's do these sponsors, because I'm going to be getting out of here in an hour. I got to meet a guy that might want to be a sponsor. Winstead Paint and Body. They're on White Settlement Road, a block past Roberts Cutoff. Scott messaged me he's coming to the luncheon tomorrow, so if you got technical issues, sit down with him. We're eating at Zeke's on Curzon, right off Camp Bowie. Blue Mountain Cafes, all 5 locations are sponsors. Their sports bar, Stingers, is the old Mark Dean's Barbecue in Hazel off 199. Take Stewart, Maine, Stewart, whatever. Fort Worth Florist. They call them at 817-244-2345, and they'll ship flowers anywhere around the world. Dickie Carr is Richard Carr's nephew. The company is grateful for your trees. They cut down trees, trim trees, grind stumps down. They do all kinds of stuff. Demolition work, landscaping, retaining walls, privacy fences. Just give them a call. G2 Garage, Chris and his team. That location is in White Settlement, but they draw a big crowd from Fort Worth also. Phelps Family Auto Care is in the Burleson area, but they too have a huge following out of Fort Worth. Stroud Auto Supply, Riverside and Haltom City. They've been in business over 60 years because I bought parts there 60 years ago. Swartz and Hanson are our architect firm, very active in the bike giveaway. Varghese Somerset, Tiffany Burks, Christy Jack, they got 15, 20 lawyers over there. They do little stuff, they do big stuff, they do murder cases, they make wills. So Varghese, Somerset. Rex's Bar and Grill, we're going to have our birthday party there next Saturday, not tomorrow, 10 a.m. So there won't be a lunch club meeting next week. We're going to be eating at Rex's Bar and Grill, 10 a.m. So I will be closed here next Saturday. Tri-State Dent, they do hail damage, door dings, minor dents. Jason and his team, they come to you. 817-629-3082. They'll work with you on your deductible. Just announced it. Zeke's on Camp Bowie. It's actually on Curzon. I'm back to 2 cameras now. I don't know what happened. Scott. Anyway, it's okay. Rains Plumbing. Family-owned plumbing business. They've done a lot of great work for a lot of our members. Andrew Wallace and Chasen Smith are our Medicare and Medicaid guys. Their company is American Senior Benefits of North Texas. Let me roll this thing up. And we're going to Charlie Guerin's Railhead Barbecue. Charlie is our state rep. He's also a board member on my bicycle giveaway, Larry's Kids. We eat there often. Great place for barbecue. Optimist Club of Fort Worth, Jeff Norman. Optimist Club is international. They're all over the world. They do lots of great stuff for youth, boys and girls. The one here, Jeff Norman's group, they provide us with a Christmas tree every year for the museum, and it's always a beautiful one. Old South Pancake House, another Rex Benson owned company, 2 locations. The one on University is open 24/7. You can eat breakfast anytime you want. The one in Burleson closes at 9 or 10 at night. Jenny Stewart, State Farm Insurance. I've told you all a bunch of times my take on insurance. State Farm, Allstate, Farmers, they're all great companies. It's which one is going to give you the best coverage, or the coverage that you want, for the least amount of money. So it costs you absolutely no money to call State Farm and find out what Jenny's team can give you the same coverage that you're getting from Allstate or Farmers or Freeway or whatever. Cross Electric, Brandon Cross, they were voted DFW's favorites. They do residential, commercial, big stuff, little stuff. Manny Ramirez uses them every time he needs somebody. K-Ranch Roofing, Jorge Hernandez. If you think you might have roof damage from all the winds and hail damage and all of that, call them. It costs you nothing for them to come out and check your roof. Fort Worth Lumber, they're down on I-35 South. It's a huge complex. You need building materials, building plans. You want to just bounce some ideas off people that know what they're doing, that's where you need to go. Steve Coburn, Coburn's Catering, 1946 they started. The same location used to be Coburn's Cafeteria, but they've been just catering for decades. You can't have an event too big. They do the stock show every year, so that's over 100,000 people. Dickey Carr, Sand and Gravel, second generation, Pat and Richard Carr, always there to lend a helping hand. Richard told me that his daughter is going to get me some new logo stuff, new artwork, so we'll be posting that shortly. Dana Lang in the real estate business. She's also very knowledgeable about Fort Worth. One of her companies is Dana Sells Cowtown. A-Bird AC and Heating, that's Dub Peacock. He's one of the Polly Peacock boys. If you think your central air heat unit might need something looked at, he told us the other day it costs $95 for them to come out and do a full checkup on you. Pretty cheap for preventative maintenance. But you got to make the phone call. They don't know where you're at. Eric Walsh. Just got off the phone with him earlier today. Great guy, real estate developer, on the board of directors at Larry's Kids. Okay, that does the sponsors. What do we want to talk about? Anybody got any? I just can't believe there's no more There's nothing more about the Kerrville deal. Let me find out from Google. Has there been any survivors from the Kerrville flood recently? No, authorities have not found any survivors of the Kerrville floods alive since the day of the initial flooding. Search and rescue efforts have transitioned to recovery operations as the focus shifts to finding those still missing and accounting for the dead. While authorities continue to search, hopes of finding any survivors have diminished with each passing day. So since the day of the flood, so it's been 7 or 8 days now. And I think the count is now, everybody agrees on 120, and they're mixed people, 160 to 170. Might be higher than that. How about the families that just wanted to camp on the Guadalupe and didn't tell nobody? I mean, they might not even told any extended family members. It's summertime. Pop takes a week off vacation. Mom's at home. Let's get the kids and go down on the Guadalupe and go camping. Nobody might not know. So it might take a while. Okay, so, well, we haven't forgotten them. We're still praying every day. You don't ever know, we might get a miracle. And I want to thank y'all for really doing yeoman's work there on prayer requests and prayers. Okay, so where else are we? I'm looking at a prayer request from 6 days ago that 771 people went on. 1970, someone told me that a famous boxer lived off Long Avenue, just south of Jacksboro Highway. 1970, that wouldn't have been Super Kid, wouldn't. There's a lot of boxers, though, most of them from the north side. Gene Hatcher's from the Brewer area. Jay Strickland, I'm not sure. Jay was north side. Bruce, Don, and Graylin were Pascal kids. Paulie was north side. So could have been anybody. 1960 rodeo. We had 508 members had birthdays today. Happy birthday. Now, what is that? That was 4 days ago, whatever it was. Here I am live. Anybody got anything they want to discuss? Thank God that 199's open today. It took me about 20-30 minutes extra the last 3 or 4 days. So I swore today I was going to go boat club to 10 Mile Bridge Road and go over the dam and then come out way down there in Hazel. Kind of rearranging the museum. A lot of work. I got to move a big old heavy box too. I guess I'll get somebody will come by tomorrow. I've had 2 or 3 history sessions today. People come by and we talk different events. Sometimes I know about them, sometimes I don't. We do need sponsors. We need a tire company. We need a dentist. We need a road hazard, change flats, jump cars, tow service, paint contractor desperately. When is what? The boxing event will be in September. It's always on a Saturday, and it's not going to be at Old South, which we've had every single one of them at Old South, 12 or 13 years of them. We're going to have it at same parking lot, Rex's Bar and Grill. And this one's going to be a special one. So I got to get with Rex, and we got to get this one all figured out. But oh, Don really was looked sharp the last couple of times he's visited me over here. He was by yesterday or day before, whatever day it was. Billy Miners, yeah. I used to go in there quite often. That was a good place to go, I thought. The go-kart track, Rockwood Go-Kart Track. Yes, they just re-signed up. They've been sponsors for years. Tim and his brother, great people. If you're not going to get in a go-kart, you're older or our age, go over and play mini golf. Go early so it doesn't get too hot, you know. But yeah, they got a great deal there for go-karts. They sell go-karts. So if you want to buy your grandkid a go-kart, I think they're $2,000 or $3,000. I'm going to post their video right now. Yep. Oh, I did that wrong. Did what now? Did Quanah Parker? Oh yeah. He was in town with his father-in-law to talk to the government, the Indian affairs person, about the cattlemen, basically W.T. Wagner and Samuel Burke Burnett, the 4.6s and the 3D Ranch. They were leasing property at an absurd price, 1 million acres or something, for $2,000 a year. So Teddy Roosevelt sent a guy down here from the Office of Indian Affairs. That used to be a cabinet office, but of course now it's not. And so they were checked into the hotel, and the guy told Quanah that this is not a lantern anymore in the room. It's actually an oil or a gas that run the lights, so don't blow the flame out without closing the valve. Well, Quanah went and got drunk. You know, Quanah was a big drinker. His father-in-law went to bed. He never left the hotel. When Quanah got back, he was overcome. He made it to a window that was barely open, and he passed out right there on the windowsill. But he survived it, but his father-in-law didn't. He was asphyxiated. Yeah, old Quanah, he was known to take a drink now and then. Well, his mother was Cynthia Ann Parker. So she was kidnapped. They had a settlement in Parker County. It's named after the Parkers. There were so many of them, the fort was called Fort Parker. And the Indians, the Comanches, raided it, and they took Cynthia Ann Parker as a young girl, and she became one of the brides for the Chief Ned, and she bore 2 children, Quanah and then a daughter. And so she taught Quanah right from wrong. You know, even though he was on the warpath for a long time, but he basically straightened up. The Indians, in my opinion, you know, we talk about discrimination and stuff now. You ain't seen nothing. We had a president in 1873 that signed the Indian Removal Act. And some people might think that was horrible. It was really to move them to reservations, but to me it's like they put a bullseye on their back. And that Indian Removal Act led to the Trail of Tears, which is when they marched about 7 or 8 tribes from Florida during the winter, supposedly going to Oklahoma, which was then Indian territory, and it wiped out about 75% of those tribes. They died. And their orders, the cavalry's orders, was leave them where they lay and don't let them take any coats or blankets. It's terrible. I mean, we think Hitler, the United States did the same thing. We enslaved an entire race, and we also eradicated a race, or did dead level best to do it. I don't give no passes. I was on a Zoom the other day, and they said, who was the biggest terrorist in the world? Well, George Bush has got to be one of them. He called Saddam Hussein up and said, you got 3 days to vacate your country. What was that? I mean, what would we do if Putin called up to Trump and said, hey, y'all got 3 days to clear out. I'm coming in. I mean, we just rewrite history to suit ourselves. I'm for just telling the truth and let's get it out there in the open. So we have no, you know, when I was in school, of course I got kicked out early, but Kay Granger was my world history teacher in the 10th grade, and she would tell us, of course in the 60s, that hadn't been but about 20 years since World War II, and so Hitler was still all over the history books, and they'd say, she said he was the biggest tyrant, killer, whatever, ever. I raised my hand and I said, what about us? We enslaved an entire race. Where do we rate on that deal? And she, shut up, Larry. Okay. So, anyway, there's nobody gets a pass on bad acting over the years. I mean, we're terrible to each other. Instead of trying to live together cohesively, we try to figure out how to screw the other person out of whatever. Money, fame, fortune. It's a mess. Surely y'all got to talk more than just the Indian deal. Quanah, he's buried in Oklahoma. There's a memorial to him, I think, still up in Denton, isn't there? But, you know, the white man, we gave him, he had his own train railroad company, which we screwed him on that too. He probably got 2 pennies on the dollar. Yeah, they wanted to lease 1 million acres for $2,000 a year. I don't care if it was in the 1800s, 1600s, 2000, whatever. It's whoever's in charge is the party that's out there for whatever they can get their hands on. Yeah, I just posted a picture of Jimmy in Fort Worth in the 70s. That was May of 70. They came up to the cellar, Jimmy and his entourage. I was working there. Pat Kirkwood had a thing about cowboys, African Americans, different people, but he allowed Hendrix and them. Who was the other guy that I worked for that was a real badass? That was Curtis Garrett. He owned the Pyramid Club off Bernie Anderson Road over in the Ridgely area, and he had a house, and they had a card mechanic, and he hired me. I got $200 a night, and so when whoever was playing cards figured they were getting shafted, it was my job just to get them out of there as easily as I could, but get them out. That was good money back then. I did my daytime stuff, and then I'd go over there about 4 o'clock in the afternoon and stay till midnight or something. 7 days a week. They had a lot of card games over there. Yeah, I've kind of been on both sides of that line, law and order. For sure. So today's numbers was 3,100,000 views in the last 28 days. And let's see what that reverts to. 3100, 31,000, 310,000, 3,100,000 divided by 28. 110,714 views per day. Divide that by 24 hours. 4,613 views per hour. Divide that by 60 minutes. 76 views a minute solid for 28 straight days. We are the #1 media outlet in the Metroplex, bar none. Okay, here's a WFAA. Oh, this is the president landed in Texas. Like I say, all that did is, I mean, yeah, people are, but how much more security do they have to put on the table to, but I mean, they all have to do it. If you don't go to a disaster, then you're ridiculed by the other party or even your own party. There's Stinger's Bar and Grill. They are having live music today and tomorrow. Troy Allen tomorrow. Jason Cartmo today. I need to find out who in Azle is in charge of paving those roads. They did an excellent job. I'm going to make them a Good Neighbor Award. I'm fixing to call the Chamber of Commerce and find out. Okay, so Thursday, next Thursday, 17th, 11 a.m. Landy Landcart, one of the owners of Joe T's, his daughter Kelly, and she runs all of the promotional advertising, all of that stuff. Mr. Hal J, WBAP, and Mr. Hugh Savage Haywood are going to be here. All of them are going to be my guests. Joey Carpening says behave, and I'm sure that's to Hal J. Or Hugh Savage, I'm sorry. I think Hugh and Joey are good friends. There's Tom Wilder. Yeah, it's an imaginary line. You got to know when to get back over into the good citizen line and get out of the gangster line. Which to me it happened in the 80s when I got shot in the back, laid up at JPS for several weeks or months, learning how to walk. That was a game changer for me, to say the least. In fact, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. If I'd have kept going, I wouldn't be here today talking to you, I can assure you. Yes, Don Curry was here. And it was a good interview. Don's in good shape. September the 7th is his 64th birthday. Oh, Don. Good guy. Don, the Lone Star Cobra Curry. How many? He probably fought close to 500 amateur fights. God, he fought everybody in the country. He defended his title too in the professional ranks. There's very few that are undisputed. Don Curry was undisputed welterweight champion of the world, WBC, WBA, and IBF. Him and his brother Bruce were also the first two brothers to hold world titles at the same time. Okay, there I am. That is what? What do I charge for? Somebody wanting to know what I charge. Hold on. What do you charge on average for an extended cab, cloth interior pickup truck with a front headlight restoration included? Extended cab trucks are $300. Cars are $250. Trucks are $300. Takes 5 hours to do it. Have to have them by 7 or 7:30 in the morning. And we work by appointment. Okay, so I'm back to the hotline. Ginger's in. Yep, Trump has landed. Oh, he's in San Antonio? Yeah, that would be the correct place. So I guess they'll send him by helicopter over the Guadalupe. Like I say, I mean, they all have to do it, but it just adds to the confusion down there. They got added to the confusion just having Ted Cruz down there and Governor Abbott. The lawyer name. Okay. No, we don't have, no. We don't even detail on Saturday. Varghese, Somerset. Hold on. And I will. That's where Tiffany Burks, Christy Jack, there's about 20 lawyers there, and they do little stuff, big stuff. Make sure you tell them you're a member, or use my name, that works best. Tell them Larry O'Neill sent you. You might even get a little discount. Varghese, Somerset. I got some good lawyers over there, so I will send you. Well, I can do this though. Whoever's asking me for it, I'll send it to you on Messenger. How about that? Now let me get back to the group. If I can find it. Who was that? Who asked me that? Okay, Sharon. How can I do this? Sharon Kramer. Okay, hold on. Hold on, I'm coming. Well, I'm not doing it that way. I'm doing it. Let me get coordinated here. Come on, Internet. Hold on, Sharon. I'll send it to you. Jesus Christ. Well, I promise you, I live to be 600. Okay, I'm going to send it to you in Messenger. Hope that works for you. And it doesn't look like it's going to work for me. Can you just check the main group and let me post it right now? Because I can't find you on Messenger. But I can post it on the main group. I can get the main group to come up. Here we go. I just posted it. It's on the main group, Fort Worth Memories. It's got the telephone number, 817-203-2220. Alright, back to the hotline. No problem, Sharon. They're good lawyers, too. Ask for Tiffany. Tell her Larry O'Neill sent you. God, she's been on vacation 2 or 3 times this summer. She's dragging Glenn all over the world. I think they were in Germany or France or somewhere. Not me. I ain't leaving the county. I'm scared they get me somewhere. They're going to keep me. My kids are in my business, so I let them take care of stuff. Melody's in. Mario's in. Mario, are you over at the cigar lounge? I don't smoke, so I've never been to one of those things, but a lot of people I know have. Kevin Foster brought a book by yesterday, The Early Years. He's an ex-police. Kevin is a veteran officer with more than 45 years of law enforcement in Fort Worth, Tarrant County. He retired from both Fort Worth Police and the TCU Police Department. He's still working in law enforcement. He's a good guy, too. This book includes years of research into the dark side of Fort Worth's early police history that is little known today. So I'm going to have Kevin and one of his buddies that writes books too on one of our Saturday sessions, and we're going to talk about all the gangsters and Jacksboro Highway and the Klan and all of that stuff. Kevin knows it. Good guy. I've only known him about 30 years, I guess. I think he might have been looking for me back in the day when I was on the other side of the spectrum. At one point I left and went to Kansas City for a number of years. Then I came back and faced music and came out all right. Didn't have to go do any work for the government at a prison or anything. I was lucky, I can tell you. And I was a product of my environment. If you grow up around all that stuff. My dad would leave me on Jacksboro Highway when I was 10 years old, 42 miles from home. Tino's in. Tino, we're eating at Zeke's tomorrow. Zeke's was bought out, but everything's the same. I've been eating there since the 60s. Hey, I got to get out of here. It's already 1:30 almost. So I will post Eric Walsh's and Colin Lassiter's phone numbers for people that are knowledgeable about these silent auctions. And both of those two gentlemen are on the board of directors at Larry's Kids. And they're both going to be in charge of setting up our silent auction. So if you're a restaurant business or a quick lube, ready lube place, and you want to donate stuff to be auctioned on our silent auction, besides helping the kids, the money we get will go towards the bikes. I'll give you plenty of advertisement. This year's goal is 1,400 new bikes. I appreciate people that call me and say, I got bikes we don't use that have never been used, but they need to be new. That's one thing that I always said. I never had a bike, but I always said, when a kid gets his bike, it needs to be new. That's something special, you know. It's like when you get your first car, your driver's license, your first apartment, or going off to college or whatever. So a bike is important to our children, and we've already given away $1 million worth. This is the 39th year that I've done it. And so now it's a 501 nonprofit C3. It's called Larry's Kids. We gave away 1,120 new bikes last year. So far to date, we've given away 19,550 bikes. $50 a bike. With what we're going to do this year, it's over $1 million. And I'm proud of it. All of the bad that I did back in the day, I hope this will clear my slate going through the pearly gates, if I can get to the pearly gates. What else? James is in. Tino's in. Sharon, I hope that works for you. Tiffany is a lovely person. Christy, Jack, all of those lawyers, they all know me. You just tell them Larry sent you. They'll know. In fact, I interviewed Tiffany a lot of times when she was running for the district attorney's job. In fact, she's the only person I've ever publicly endorsed for a office, and I've been doing that for 13, 15 years. So I just believed in her, but Phil Soros has done a great job. When they post stuff, I reshare it. I think they're doing a tremendous job. I think we've got some good civic leaders. The county commissioners, the city council, the mayor, Choppa's our new city manager. I mean, I'm kind of happy. Of course, you're always, there's always things that are going to tick you off that might not somebody else, but all of our elected officials have to be that official for all of Fort Worth people, not just the west side, north side, south side, or east side, the rich, the poor, whatever. You got to be the mayor of Fort Worth for everybody. So sometimes Maddie and that council do stuff that I might not like, but I get it. We're not all put together the same way. I mean, some people are on a different rung on a ladder as far as how much money they make or what they've got, you know. That's why our bicycle giveaway, we never ask any information. You don't have to show anything. You just come Farrington Field, December 13th, 6 o'clock in the morning, you're going to get a bike and a helmet and a toy. What else? Anybody else got anything? God, I'm going to have a clean ride going home. Ginger, come join us tomorrow for fish. Mario? Oh, Mario signed on to my bicycle giveaway about 2 or 3 years ago. I think 3 years ago. This will be his 4th. Makes you feel good. We all need to help each other. You know? Instead of hating on each other, we all need to help each other. Because we're all just trying to get through life. I feel good after we have that giveaway. To see those little kiddos come through there. And you can volunteer. You can certainly volunteer. You don't have to sign up or do nothing. Just be at Farrington Field on the Billingsley Fieldhouse side. 5:30, 5:45, 6 o'clock Saturday, December 13th morning. We'll have a volunteer show you where to park and get out. And when those gates open up, there'll be 4 lanes of cars and trucks coming through. Over 1,000 people. Our Fort Worth Police Department helps out. Fire Department. Manny Ramirez is on the board of Larry's Kids. Charlie Guerin. Therese Moncrief. Colin Lassiter. Eric Walsh. Wes Williams. Jeff Petrie will be on it this year. Or he's going to get added. Should have already added him. He's been a great volunteer for many, many years. There's nobody that's... Now, this year, husband and wife team that are on up there in age like me and a lot of y'all, they helped me 25 years ago. I got a call from them a couple of nights ago. In fact, they woke me up. I was already in bed 7:30. And they've been in Nebraska or somewhere, and they're back here in Fort Worth now, and they helped me 25 years ago. They helped me for a number of years in a row. They don't have any children, so they always wanted to give, and they're gonna help this year, so I'll be happy to see them. They're in process of moving back right now. I don't think they're actually in their home yet, or I think they were looking for housing. So yeah, it's been a long time, 38 years. When I started, I never thought it'd go this long, I promise you. Okay, so I got 25 minutes. I'll talk for a little bit more. Anybody else with any questions? Come join us for lunch. The Cowboys, I have no idea. I don't even want to get into that yet. Me and Tino were talking about that at a couple of luncheons ago. You know, they could have the best players on the planet, and Jerry would find some way to screw the deal up. And I don't blame it all on, I don't blame any of it on Jerry. It's the players that aren't producing. So, and yeah, we'll still listen to him and watch him, but you got to remember, it's 1995 was the last Super Bowl win. That's been 30 years ago. And I don't think they've even won a championship game in 30 years. But yet he fills that stadium every Sunday or Thursday or whatever. They're still fun to watch. I personally I don't think Dak Prescott is worth half the money he gets. And he don't ever give no money to Larry's kids, I can tell you that. Because I've sent stuff to his foundation many times. But he gives away a lot of money, but heck, he's got it to give. What did he get this last go around? $240? And Jerry only paid $140 for the whole team in '89. We're looking for 24s, 26s. Those 20s and those littler bikes are just, we always have an abundance of them, and we got a lot of teenagers coming through. So check the sales. Academy will have them on sale. They'll drop them down to $99, and if you buy them on that Cyber Friday or Monday, whatever that deal is, we bought an extra 200 last year, and they dropped those 119 bikes down to 79. Last year, the nonprofit bought either 8 or 900, and then the group came up with the rest. This year, the nonprofit's gonna buy 1,000 bicycles. So the group, y'all are responsible for 400. All right, as much as I hate to say, I'm gonna sign off. But I'll be back on early. I have no stops that I know of. I hadn't heard from my wife, so I don't know if she's got anything for me. I don't even know if she's going to be. When did she go to work? She went to work Thursday, or Thursday. No, she won't be home till tomorrow. Okay. Y'all stay safe, stay hydrated. It's not too bad out there, but it's 90s. I think the rain's gone for us. We're going to keep praying for our all of the families. Basically, we're praying for everybody on the planet. Good guys, bad guys, everybody. Everybody needs a prayer. When do I do my physical? November of every year. That's why I got to get back on my diet. Because if I'm not down to a certain weight, he won't do it. My wife's a doctor, and she won't do it. But I do a physical every year in November. Full physical. Michael, you going to come eat with us tomorrow? Zeke's. Okay, I'm going to sign off. I got to close up that other side. I will talk to you all about 4 o'clock.